out of all the things that you're suggesting for DPs right now, what do you think is the biggest asset that a DP could jump on if they had the extra hour, 2 hours, 3 hours a day now, to kind of better the craft of being a DP, learn everything that it possibly can?
Me and one of my really good friends, Patrick Lumberg, he's a director. We subscribe to like the David Fincher method of like kind of learning every aspect of filmmaking and everybody's job so that you can be better at your job. And I know that's mainly for directors so that they can delegate stuff to other departments. But I think every department head should know every kind of department because that only just helps me help other departments. And I'm especially not the type of DP that just sits back and just does his department and only cares about cinematography. Obviously, it takes a lot of focus, but you know, if other departments aren't working, it's really important. And then I've been trying to learn like 3D tools. Like I was on Cinema 4D and now I'm switching to Blender because it's free, but just trying to dabble in a lot of more post work so that I'm better able to talk about from my side, like knowing what VFX might need in case we're into situations where we don't have a VFX supervisor on set or any of that stuff. I think studying films like always. I think understanding story better as always. Understanding, for me as a DP, I think the most important thing is knowing how a story cuts together and not necessarily what's the best or prettiest shot. Or like Oren Safran posted like a couple of days ago his like list of favorite films, and so I was like, oh, I'm going to decide to do that. And when I started looking at the films that were most impactful to me, they weren't always the ones that were like, you know, Roger Deakins cinematography or something like that. It was like about the story, and that's, I think, the appreciation of knowing everybody's department. That's I appreciate the story overall. That's where it comes from, and that's where the best result is. Right. Rather than just like, oh my God, this had amazing cinematography, but the story was garbage and stuff. Sure. But I think, you know, it's using Black with No Cream and using other platforms to just learn about whatever their craft is that they want to focus on, but also, you know, taking the time to step outside of their comfort zones or learn something that they're not necessarily going to directly apply to them for their job or what they want to do, but they might have some interest in it because it's not like you have anything else to do right now. Obviously, if you have to make money, you have to make money. But if you have the ability to not worry about that right now, then focus on learning some other stuff. Facts. And I think like Cinetracer and previs stuff and being able to communicate what your vision is easier is only going to help that.
Being able to understand every angle makes you a way more efficient player and better to work with entirely because, you know, a director is going to love that you understand how to speak to art department or how to, you know what I mean? All these different, from the bottom up. If you have a lot of knowledge at the bottom and understand how things are moving at the top, it makes you easier to talk to, you know what I mean? Just to have that awareness is so key. That's very powerful information. Thanks for listening to this clip. Make sure to listen to the full interview, which is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you listen to podcasts. Hit the subscribe button for more highlights and join our Black with No Cream private community for creators. Links in the description.